How's it going, guys? Sir Teapot here, and today we are starting something new. This is my first ever episode of my Tea Time podcast. So welcome to the Tea Time podcast. I'm just going to be talking about everything that goes on in my week, anything that has happened over the week through gaming or anything like that I want to talk about. Because obviously I do my Stuggu every Monday and stuff like that. But this is going to be more in depth and stuff like that. Like obviously I can talk more about E3 that happened this week and stuff like that. So I'm going to be talking a lot more about that this time and stuff like that. But I'm also going to be talking about my life and little bits like that. It's going to be about half an hour to maybe an hour long I want to be doing these for. But I'm just going to sit here, unedited, just going to talk into the mic, talking to the camera, and just talk about anything I feel like talking about for a little bit, because why not? And hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, remember always to leave a like and do subscribe, and also leave a comment down below if you do enjoy it as well. And we're going to be starting off with little E3 stuff this week, because obviously we have got a lot of E3 stuff that had already happened, and I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. E3 has been very, very exciting. There's been some very interesting games as well. There was a game announced today that is a classic to a game that I used to love playing when I was younger, is Evil Genius 2. And if you've never heard of the Evil Genius series, it is basically, you get to play as Dr. Evil, basically, and make your own base and on your own island and everything. And I believe this game came out in, like, the late 90s, like the original, I do apologise, like 1999, I believe it was. And now, obviously, they're releasing a sequel for it. And it's being created by, I believe it is Rebellion, it is. Yes, it's been created by Rebellion. I've got the full list right next to me if you're wondering why I'm constantly looking over this way as well. I've got a full list of everything that were announced at E3 and all its release dates and everyone that made it and stuff. So yeah, this game actually really excites me. The trailer doesn't show off too much. It's no gameplay whatsoever, like a lot of E3 this year. I've noticed a lot of people saying that, but I'm going to get onto that later of a lot of people's opinions about E3. But yes, Evil Geniuses 2 looks a hell of a lot of fun. Where I'm probably going to play it myself. It's only on PC though, and obviously you get to be an evil genius that runs his own evil corporation and stuff like that. And the art style for this game is very cartoony, very silly, very over top. And if you haven't actually played the Evil Genius before, I believe it's on Good Old Games or GOG.com, and I believe it's only literally £1, and I'm pretty sure it even runs on Windows 10, surprisingly. So if you've never actually checked it out, just go pick it up for a couple of quid. I think it's only a couple of quid. It's really cheap, but it's a really, really fun game. But there's also been a lot of like little things announced for E3 this year that have actually been quite surprising for me. Like, I already knew that there was a new Watch Dogs coming out, like that had been rumoured on and off for a while, but when I saw that it were going to be based in London, I instantly was like, no, they're not going to do that. Because when was the last time we actually got a game that was decently represented London or England in any way in a video game? I honestly cannot actually remember the last time we actually got a video game that represented the UK in a good way. Like, not even like, because obviously Watch Dogs is not going to be making it look all spectacular or anything, because it's set in the future, a little bit into the future after Brexit, I believe it was, and stuff like that. But hopefully it paints like a decent picture of the UK, because no one has ever been able to replicate it right, I've noticed. I can't remember, I think it was Assassin's Creed Syndicate went to the UK, it went to London and did a very old school London. That were actually an okay representation of London. It was quite impressive, to be fair. They used a lot of old school looking buildings and stuff like that, so I'll give them that. But apart from that, we haven't really had a good depiction of the UK yet, so hopefully Watch Dogs Legion will give us that. But I've noticed a big problem with Watch Dogs Legion is the fact that it is using a lot more guns and stuff like that. And obviously if you live over here in the UK, it is impossible to get a machine gun, shotgun, handgun basically anywhere, unless like you have gone through a bit of like extensive stuff to be able to get your license for a gun over here. You have got no chance of getting a weapon over here. So I don't know where that's come from in their heads, because from the rumours that we'd seen before, Watch Dogs 3 got announced as a melee-only kind of style game. Well, not melee-only, focusing more towards melee and stuff like that, which would have made sense in a UK setting, because obviously, like I said, we've got no guns or anything over here. But by the trailer, they've added guns and stuff like that, so I'm a bit concerned that they've ruined it a little bit by doing that, because I think that was one of the main issues with Watch Dogs 2. And Watch Dogs 1 as well, actually, to be fair, was there was too much shooting, not enough hacking. Like, to say it's based around hacking, there was way too much action, like, pushing you with the guns too much, rather than letting you hack your way around stuff a lot more. Like, it felt like they were a bit too pushy with the guns, so hopefully this time they're a bit more lenient with the guns, and give you the opportunity to, like, go in melee, go a bit more stealthy rather than having to go in guns blazing every single time. And some other stuff that got announced for E3 as well was Gears 5. I wasn't actually expecting this to get announced at E3 at all. Like, I was expecting it to be put dormant a little bit, Gears of War, for the next few years, especially after Gears of War 4 came out, because Gears of War 4, I haven't played it. I've seen people play little bits of it. It doesn't look terrible in any way. It doesn't even look like that bad of a game. But it didn't sell well. It wasn't received very well by the general public. From what I heard anyway, from what I saw, it wasn't received very well at all. So I'm surprised they've actually gone through with making a new Gears of War and not just let it go dormant for a little bit and then maybe even reboot it like they have done with the Gears of War series or something like that. I think that's what they should do with the Gears of War series at this point. They need to stop trying to rehash it and add more to it and just reboot the series from the get-go. Start from the beginning again. Same characters, obviously, but tell a new story. Don't keep trying to rehash, bringing back old characters and stuff like that. Like, I think I've seen in the Gears of War 5's trailer, I'm pretty sure the Locust Queen's in it from Gears of War 3. She died, as far as I'm aware, in Gears of War 3. I do apologise as well. Spoiler alert, but I'm pretty sure Gears of War 3's been out like 7-8 years now, so if you haven't played it, what's wrong with you? But, like, she's been teased in the trailer and stuff like that, and I'm like, why? She's been dead a long time. If you're going to bring someone back like that, reboot the series, or at least announce that it's going to be a soft reboot, because Halo, the new Halo Infinite, has been announced as a soft reboot to the series, so it's kind of like refreshing everything, starting again. And that's what they need to do with the Gears of War series, even if it's not a full reboot, just a soft reboot, because it needs some kind of new lease of life in it, because I love Gears of War. Gears of War is one of my favourite series from being a kid. I absolutely loved the first three. They were amazing. But then Judgment came out. Judgment were a bit, not a bit of a letdown, a massive letdown. Like, it was a really big letdown from 3 to Judgment. Pardon me. And then 4 was okay, but it wasn't as everyone expected to be. It wasn't a Gears of War. It didn't seem like a Gears of War game to me. I don't know. There was something about it. Even when I watched the trailer, when it first got announced, it didn't look like a Gears of War game anymore. It looked it looked like its own entity. It looked like it was a new IP. If it wouldn't have had the chainsaw guns in the Locust, the mention to Marcus and stuff like that, like all characters, and just released the trailer without any mention to Gears of War, I probably would have thought it was a new IP, because it just doesn't look like it anymore. Like, Gears of War have gone off the rails. It needs a complete and utter reboot. Another thing that was rumoured as well at E3 that didn't actually happen, we was rumoured that we was supposed to be getting a new Splinter Cell game, which obviously, if you don't know the Splinter Cell series, is the Sam Fisher series that is the books by Tom Clancy that have been made by Ubisoft, I believe they are. Let me just double check. Yes, they are created by Ubisoft. So Ubisoft created these, hasn't created a Splinter Cell game in about 5 years now, I believe it is, and the last one we got was Blacklist. Yes, Blacklist, and before that was, oh god, I can't even remember now. It was the co-op one, the Conviction. There we are, Conviction on Xbox 360, and Blacklist, I believe, came out on Xbox One. It might have even just come out for Xbox 360 and PS3. Sorry, I cannot fully remember, but it has been a long while since we have seen a Splinter Cell game, and unfortunately, we didn't get announced a new one, which is a real shame, because if you played Ghost Recon, which was also a Ubisoft game that came out last year, I believe, either last year or 2017, I'm not 100% sure which year it came out, Sam Fisher was actually put into the game as like a little hint, like Easter egg kind of thing, and you actually got to interact with him and talk to him a little bit and stuff like that. And that fueled the fire that he was going to be making a return at this year's E3. They're going to announce a new game with him in, because obviously, for him to put him in a game, that means they're obviously doing something with him. They're not just leaving him sat dormant. Well, what they've announced is something called, let me just find it quickly. God, it's got such a stupid name. Where's it gone? Elite Squad. There it is. Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, which is using Tom Clancy's characters from his games and books, which from what I know from his games, there's Sam Fisher. It's Sam Fisher. That's it. Literally, the only known character to become from a Tom Clancy series is Sam Fisher. There's no one else with a name apart from obviously the Rainbow Six Siege characters, which all have names like Buck, Fuse, and all that stuff, but they're not namesake characters as the sense of Sam Fisher is. They're just nobodies in a sense compared to Sam Fisher. So they've made Sam Fisher this main figurehead of this, what's it called again? Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. Yeah, it's that bad of a name. I can barely even remember what it's even bloody called. Yeah, they've made him basically the face of this new game. And it's going to be a mobile game that looks like it's been made for 12-year-olds. Even though Splinter Cell's an 18, it looks like a children's game. I do not understand why they've done this to Splinter Cell, why they've done this to Tom Clancy's properties as it is. It's like they're trying to market him to a younger audience, even though all their games are 18 plus. I don't get what they're trying to do here. I don't know who they're trying to appeal to. I don't see what their idea is behind this. Whoever their creative person is that came up with this idea, who went, I know what we're going to do with Sam Fisher. We'll make him into a cartoony character then put him on mobile. No, please. I'm so sad that they've basically ruined Sam Fisher at this point, because unless they do something with this where they go, okay, we're bringing in the Rayman Raving Rabbits and, I don't know, the For Honor characters or something like that. I'm trying to think. And Zaz from Far Cry. Fair enough, if they would have used all of Ubisoft's IPs and brought them all together, then fair enough, like, call it the Ubisoft Elite Squad. But to straight up just be like, oh yeah, this is just Tom Clancy, there's only one major namesake name, like I've already said, so it's just using the Tom Clancy name and the Sam Fisher name to make more sales on a game that they already knew wasn't going to do well. That's what it feels like to me, especially if you go back and watch the trailer. The trailer's so lackluster. If you remember, Square Enix announcing Hitman Contracts, I believe it was called, about last year or year before. No, it was about 3 years ago now, actually. It was called Hitman Sniper Contracts, and it was literally a board game for your phone where you moved a singular hitman around the map, and you had to not be seen by the other enemies and stuff like that. Make sure you're not spotted, but you have to be able to get behind them and kill them. It was literally a strategy game made by Square Enix for Hitman. It was just a cheap cash grab because they wanted a mobile game. This is what I feel like Ubisoft have done with this. Like, Ubisoft this year have been a bit of a letdown. Like, some of the games seem actually okay, but a lot of stuff seems like a big letdown. Like, obviously, a lot of people were hoping for a new Splinter Cell game, and we never heard anything about it. There was something else I remember Ubisoft they were rumoured about, and they never even mentioned it as well, which is a bit of a sad one. Let me have a look, see if I can quickly find it, because I remember putting some rumours down on here as well, but no, I can't spot it. But I am going to go over some of the release dates that we was given actually at E3 this year, because we have actually got some release dates for some actual games, because a lot of it, literally, some stuff didn't even get a release date. Like, it was ridiculous. We didn't even get, like, oh, it's going to come out 2020, 2021, or end of this year or something. We just straight up just got blank, nothing. We don't even know if some of these consoles, we don't even know if it's coming out for certain consoles, some of these games. That's the main problem. But the release dates that we've got for the games that I have down start from here. We have got to start with, one sec actually, I am way too low. There we are, Age of Wonders, Planetfall, coming out for the 6th of August. Onika, coming out for Nintendo Switch on August the 22nd. We've got Control, coming out for the PS4, Xbox One and PC on August the 27th as well. Astral Chain, Nintendo Switch, that comes out on the August the 30th this year. These are all this year, by the way. These are not next year, don't worry. These are all coming out this year. We have got the Blair Witch game, which, to be fair, if you haven't seen the trailer for the Blair Witch game, and you like horror games, go check it out. I'm not a horror fan. I'm not even a horror film fan that much. I'll play them, I'll watch them, but I'm not that big of a horror fan. Don't think I've ever even seen Blair Witch, to be fair. But this game looks menacing as hell, and it honestly give me the chills. I am excited to play this game, and it comes out on August the 30th as well. It doesn't come out for PS4 though. It comes out for Xbox One and PC because it is an Xbox exclusive, even though it's coming to PC. But Microsoft technically owns Windows, so technically it's exclusive to Microsoft. I guess you can count that. And then we've got Conan Chop Chop coming out for the mobile on September 3rd. Gears of War 5 is coming out for Xbox One and PC as well this time, and it is going to be out on September the 10th. Also, coming back to Gears of War actually, if you have got Game Pass as well, which, if you don't know what the Game Pass is a subscription to Xbox that you can pay every month. You do get to play Gears of War early. I believe it's a week early, I believe they said it was. So you can pre-install it now if you've already got Game Pass, and then you can play it at launch a week before everyone else. Also, if you are on PC and don't have an Xbox, and you're like, oh, this Xbox Game Pass sounds brilliant, and I can't get it on bloody PC, funnily enough, in July, the beta launch for Xbox Game Pass will be launching for PC, and it will come to a cost, I believe, I think they said it was about £6, I believe it was, for about 100 games every month that you get. I think it's around 100 games they worked out at, and they've got studios like Bethesda, From Software, I think they said Ubisoft are in there, Rocksteady, I can't remember who else in there. Obviously, there's a lot of Microsoft first-party titles that are going on there as well, like Forza Horizon 4, Halo Infinite will go on there from launch probably. There's a lot of old school Xbox games already on there and stuff like that. So that's quite exciting to come onto PC in the near future. Also, if you find yourself that you've got Xbox Gold, Xbox Game Pass, and a PC that you want to get Game Pass on your PC, there is now a deal going on. It may have ended. Don't hold me to this. I am not 100% sure. But there was a deal going on where you could get the Game Pass Xbox Live and the Game Pass for PC all in a bundle for £1 or $1 until, I'm pretty sure until E3 ended. I don't think E3 officially ends till the end of this week, to be fair. So you might have a bit longer on it, depending on when you actually watch this video. But if you missed it, you missed it. But I'm pretty sure it's not too expensive either once it's gone anyway. I'm pretty sure it's only like, I think they said it's about $12, maybe $13. I can't remember. I think it's like 10, 11 British pounds as well. They worked it out at, I think I did. So it's not too expensive even for the Ultimate Collection. It's not too bad. So for Gold and Game Pass basically twice for every month for like tenner, I won't complain at that. Especially to have 100 games on your PC, like 100 extra games for £4 a month or £5 a month. It's pretty awesome. And right, so we're going back to the games that had actually been given a release date. So we was down at Gears of War 5. There we are. So Borderlands 3 is some reason on here again. I'm pretty sure because it got another trailer, but that's because that comes out on September the 13th for PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Not Nintendo Switch. I wish it were coming out on Switch. It'd be nice. Coming out for PC as well. Then we have got Demon X Machina. Yep, coming out for Nintendo Switch on September the 13th of this year. We've got Police Stories coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, and PC on September the 19th. We have also got a new Legend of Zelda game coming out, Link's Awakening, coming out for Nintendo Switch on September 20th, which I know a lot of you guys will be excited for. I still haven't played any Legends of Zeldas. I've probably just offended half of my audience, and I do apologise. But it'll be fine. I'll play them eventually. Probably not. I probably won't. I'll probably forget about them because I'm an idiot, and I always forget that Legend of Zelda exists, and then it comes up at E3 and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great game series that I need to play at some point, and then I forget again. Typical. Then we've got Cortra's Rogue Corps coming out for Nintendo Switch on September 24th. We've got Code Vein coming out for nothing, apparently. Apparently, I didn't write anything down for this one. Either I didn't write anything down, or like I said, they haven't just announced. It's one of them games where they haven't announced what it's coming out for because they're being awkward about it. But that comes out September 27th. We've got Dragon Quest XI S. Yeah. Echoes of an Illusion Age coming out for the Switch. Yep, Nintendo Switch. On September 27th. We've got FIFA 20, which I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited about FIFA 20, surprisingly. Like, I'm not a football fan anymore, like I used to be growing up, but I'm not as big as a football fan as I used to be. But if any of you guys played FIFA Street growing up as a kid, which I actually did on my PSP, surprisingly. I remember once being sat in an actual airport, getting ready to go on holiday, and just sitting there with my PSP, and I think my plane got delayed by like 5 hours, I think it was, and I was sat in an airport for about 5 hours straight, and I ended up finishing FIFA Street in one sitting on my PSP. I was quite impressed with myself. My parents wasn't, because they bought me it that day, and then I went, Mum, Dad, I've finished, can I get a new game? And they sat there like, you're having a fucking laugh, right? We got this on the way here. You're not fucking having anything new. You can sit and play it for the next 2 weeks, because it's the only game you've got now. I had to sit there for 2 weeks and play FIFA Street. That finished in 5 hours. It was the most boring experience of my life for 2 weeks, playing the same game for 2 weeks straight. Because I wasn't allowed to take more than one game on holiday, just in case I lost it. Because I was prone for losing everything. Right, and then we have also got well, FIFA 20 comes out on PS4, if I haven't said this already, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch on September 27th. And then we've got Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I don't think this is a new game. I'm pretty sure this is DLC to Ghost Recon, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't hold me to that. From what I gathered from the trailer, it just looks like DLC. It didn't look like a whole new game, but I'm not 100% sure. But that comes out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC on October 4th. The game that I'm most excited for, bar one other game, there's only one other game that I'm more excited for than this one. Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds looks absolutely spectacular. I am so excited for this. The graphics, the visuals, everything looks amazing. If you don't know what Outer Worlds is, it is a open world sci-fi game that is going to be releasing on a date that I cannot find right now. There we are. It comes out on October 25th for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And it is an open world sci-fi game that is being created by the people that made Fallout New Vegas. And if you obviously, a lot of people have probably played New Vegas, and a lot of people know that New Vegas is quite a few people's favourites Fallouts, and it's personally my favourite Fallout. It is the best. Not even Fallout 3 or 4 came even close to being as good. Everything about it was awesome. So I love Obsidian as a game studio already. Like, I adore them. They've made some incredible games in the past because they are damn good at making RPG games. But the art style, the direction, the story, the way that they presented this game just made everything it made me excited about it. Like, the main catchphrase of the game is, do you want to be a hero, do you want to be a villain, or do you want to be a psychopath? Perfect. That's just me all over. I just want to be a psychopath in every single game and just ruin everything and make everything go wrong. That just sounds like my perfect game, so I'm very, very excited to check this game out because I'm just going to be an absolute madman idiot, and I'm so excited. I love role-playing games because I love being able to do what I want, and I love being able to go back to it and replay it in a different way by being a hero if I wanted to, or being a villain, or being a psychopath. Like, it's brilliant. I absolutely adore it. So if you guys want me to check out some more RPG games where I can be more creative and do more stupid stuff, let me know down below, and I will check some more out in the near future. So other games that will come in that I've got release dates finally. We have also got Death Stranding. This also is something I'm very excited for. I'm not too excited for because I don't even own a PS4, so I've got no chance of playing it, so I'm not going to get all my hopes up for it. But it looks absolutely spectacular. The graphics, the crazy storyline that what's his name now? Konami? I'm pretty sure I'm butchering his name. Like Konami, Kojima, Kajuba, Kabububaya. I don't have a fucking clue. But that guy's mind is scary. It's fucking incredible. Like, he has got, that game just seems so interesting. Like, even if I don't get to play it myself, because I obviously won't be able to without PS4, I just want to watch other people play it, because like, I want to see other people's reactions to it as well, because it looks absolutely insane. If you haven't seen the trailer for it, go check it out. You will sit there and be like, why is there a baby down a person's throat? And then you'll realise, oh wait, this is by the guy that created Silent Hill. No wonder it's a bit deluded. You'll give him a bit of fucking you'll be like, okay, fair enough, I can understand why this game seems a bit too much for my brain to handle right now. Like, it's insane. If you played PT as well, which was the short little clip of the horror game, that came out like a beta kind of thing, or like a demo kind of thing, made by the same people who made that. So if you enjoyed PT, go check out the Death Stranding trailer, because it's been created by the same people who created that little demo of a game, basically. So we've also got, that comes out just exclusively on the PS4, as I've already said, on November the 8th. Then we have got the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game. Wow. Also, another game that's blown me away. This game looks absolutely spectacular as well. It's single player only, so basically, fuck Battlefront and everything it stands for. Fuck Battlefront. Love the old Battlefront. I adore it. It has a special place in my heart. Fuck the new Battlefront, and this is the right direction that fucking Star Wars should be going. Like, this game's fighting aspect looks absolutely amazing. Like, if you've played any of the Dark Souls or Shikaro's Shadows Die Twice, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that name as well. I can't fucking say anything that's not English. I'm just fucking useless. But yeah, That game, the Shadows Die Twice, I can't say the first of it, but you probably know what I'm on about. It's the ninja game that was released by From Software last year, I believe it was. It's the same. It gives me the same kind of fighting vibe. Like, it actually looks like you're hitting them full on. Looks like you're actually doing damage. It doesn't look like it does. Like when you're hitting someone with the lightsaber, it doesn't just look like you're literally just going with it. It looks like you're full on hitting them with it. Your screen goes with it. Everything goes with it. Like, it looks amazing. It makes it from the trailer. It made me feel immersed just from the trailer. So I'm excited to see what the actual gameplay is like. Like, if the gameplay is as immersive as the trailer is, I am so excited. Like, to have that feeling of just being like, you feel like you're actually holding a lightsaber just because you're playing the game is amazing. Like, I'm so excited. They've done something really well with this, and I hope this is the right direction for Star Wars to finally start going, and they can hopefully start producing good games again, can you? Especially stop ruining the Star Wars franchise as a gaming franchise. Like, I'm not a big Star Wars fan of the films, not that great of a fan. Like, they're okay films, I won't say they're bad films, but there's better films. But the games from the past, like Knights of the Old Republic and Battlefront 2 for the PS2, were absolutely stellar, absolutely amazing games, and I want more games like that. I'd love a new Knights of the Old Republic, please. That'd be amazing. Like, I know they're making a film, and I know the film's coming out next year or year before, I believe it is. But I'd absolutely love a new Knights of the Old Republic. I don't know how they do it though, unless they remastered it. Yeah, get on it. And moving on from that, we have also got release date for Doom Eternal, and that's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and the Google Stadia. And you're probably looking at me like, the fuck's a Google Stadia, you fucking madman? Well, did you just swear at me? No, I didn't. Right, the Stadia is a dodgy ass looking machine. It looks like, I don't even know how to even it. If you've ever had a shower speaker, right, one of those little round ones that's like that big, right, it looks like one of them, and it's got, even when you put the latches on those shower speakers where it has like the weird loop thing there, it even looks like that. If you go and Google it, you'll probably know exactly what I'm on about. Or if you don't know what I'm on about, you probably think I'm fucking loony bin and I need to be need to be in a straitjacket somewhere. But this console, the concept seems absolutely brilliant. The concept excites me. The execution and the people producing it scares me. Because, nothing against Google, but they're trying to make a games console that uses not like streaming and stuff like that. So, if you remember PlayStation Now at first, that tried streaming old school games like the PS3 game. I'm pretty sure it might not still do this. I'd hope it fucking does it, because it was a horrible, horrible system. But it used to stream the PS3 games to your console rather than making them backwards compatible. So if you didn't have a good enough internet connection, the game would look shit. Like, the game wouldn't even run like shit. The quality of the game would drop. Like, it was weird. So the way the Google Stadia work is, games that were on it, say if you've got 100 up and 100 down internet, your games would run fine. But say if you have an incoherent internet, like I do, I have a fucking terrible internet that just cuts out for no reason out of nowhere, I wouldn't be able to use it. It wouldn't work, because I'd end up getting dropouts for no reason, or my game would have randomly stopped working because I lost internet connection. Like, they're trying to push something that I don't think the world is ready for yet. Like, we are getting there, but not enough people have a good enough internet connection just to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to stream Doom Eternal to my Google Stadia, which will probably take like 10, well, it might only use like 5 download, but like some people don't even have that kind of download speeds, like 5 megabytes per second download to some people's, like, their actual internet speed, never mind what they can use personally. That's like it to everyone across the household. It's bad. Like, I don't think I have much more than like 10 download, I don't think, which is not too great. Like, my upload speed's only like 1, 2. Like, these videos I upload every day take ages to upload sometimes. Like, sometimes they even take up like upwards 3 hours and stuff like that. Like, it's quite ridiculous sometimes, but it's a commitment you've got to do sometimes. But I don't think this Google Stadia is going to work at all. I reckon launch well. It'll launch really well because it's got Google attached to it. But then people will realise this is shit. Do people not remember Google Glass? Please tell me people remember Google Glass. Google Glass was meant to be this big revolutionary thing, right? And then there was the set people that were like, this is going to be awesome. And then there were the rest of us that were going, this is going to be a disaster. I feel like this is the same with the Google Stadia. There's the set few people that are like, this is the future, this is going to be amazing. And then there's the other people that just don't want it and don't have the internet and stuff like that for it. Are just like, no, we're good, we don't need it, we don't want it, it's not going to work. Because that was the problem with the Google Glass. People were like, oh, what am I going to use it for and stuff like that. But then you got these people that walk around with the Bluetooth earpieces and stuff like that. They're the types of people that wear that kind of fucking shit. Like, who have got way too much money to basically go, here you are, I'll try this new product. And literally, right, Google don't even have anything to do with Google Glass anymore. I'm pretty sure they discontinued it completely. Like, they don't even update the software anymore. And I remember people, like, these products were like £1,500 at launch and stuff like that. And now Google doesn't support them. Like, I think it's only been 4 years maybe since Google Glass came out. Like, it's not been that long. And do you really think if the Stadia doesn't do well, like, they're not just going to go, oh, well, we won't fund it anymore? Because it makes no difference to Google. They don't care. They've got enough money. If this console flops, they're just going to leave it out in dust. It's going to be a waste of money. And a lot of people are going to be very, very angry. So I think this console is going to be such a letdown. And I'm worried that people are going to fork out a lot of money for it. Because I don't think it's even too expensive, though. I think it's only like £200, about $250. So it's about the average price of a console nowadays anyway. But, like, I don't think people are going to look at it and be like, oh, so I need constant internet speeds. Like constant internet speeds that don't move, like, don't fluctuate, basically. And they're going to look at that and go, well, I'm fucked, because no matter where you live, your Wi-Fi goes like that. Unless you literally are the wire to the fucking route to the box basically outside your house, whatever they're called, the box outside, that's what I'm going to call them from now on, just the box outside. Unless you're literally attached to the box outside, you are not going to get a coherent internet connection at all times. It's going to be so fluctuated. Like, that's why Sony changed over from PlayStation now using streaming to using just, you can just download them straight off of it. Like, I hope they've done that. I'm pretty sure I've read that they did that. I hope they've done that because I've just been talking about it, like, a few times now and I'm wrong the whole time. I'm a bit fucked. It was same with this thing called Shadow as well. Don't worry, I'll be going back to E3 stuff in a minute. I'll give you a rest at list in a minute. I'm just rambling on for the time being. But the thing is, what were I on about now? Oh yeah, Shadow. Shadow was this other service as well that used streaming kind of things like that. And it was on the PC. And it used your internet connection to stream. So there was a computer that you could use out in your... Well, the way it worked is, my partner used a laptop to play games on it and stuff like that. And she downloaded this thing called Shadow, where you signed up for like £15 a month, I think it is. And it connects you to another computer elsewhere in Europe, but if you're in America, it'd be elsewhere in America, or wherever you live, it'll be near that area, basically. And what it does is, uses your internet connection to basically live stream the game back to you, so then you can watch yourself playing the game, basically. It's complicated how it worked, but once you get your head around it, so basically, say if I'm playing a game and then, but instead of playing it in front of me, I have my screen turned off and I had it live streaming to my laptop next to me, but it had no delay whatsoever. It was perfect. That's basically what Shadow was trying to achieve, but they couldn't because there was always a slight delay. There were always like a 3-second delay and stuff like that. So say if you're playing something like Call of Duty on laptop, and you're using Shadow, and your laptop's already got a millisecond delay of like 5 milliseconds, and then Shadow adds another 5 milliseconds. That's a 10 millisecond delay. Then you're fucked. Then basically, the game's unplayable at that point. You might as well not even bother. Like the Shadow tried it, and it could have worked. It was the concept. I thought it was a brilliant concept. My partner thought it was a brilliant concept, but the problem was we didn't have a strong enough internet connection because even though we were paying average prices, what an average person pays for the internet, it's not even like we're getting bad internet over here in the UK. This is what people averagely get everywhere, mostly in the UK now. It's quite annoying. And like, I don't understand how they expect people to have the internet speed to be able to use these types of services and stuff like that. Especially when if people are able to use these services and they have quick enough internet to be able to use these services, I'm pretty sure they'll have a good enough computer to be able to play these games on then as well. Like, I'm pretty sure they would have forked out all this money for this amazing internet to not play games on it and stuff like that. They're not just going to be like, oh yeah, I bought this super dope ass Wi-Fi just to sit around on. Like, I'm pretty sure they've already got a PC or a console like I do or something like that they already play on, so they don't already need the Shadow anyway. Like, the only games I ever played on Shadow that, of course, I couldn't play it on PC was Civilization 5. That's it. That was it, and that's not really much of an extensive game anyway. I could get a pretty naff PC for like probably like £150 and play Civ on it pretty easily. So yeah, that's that fucking ramble over of Google Stadia and all the live streaming stuff. I said podcast is just going to be me sat rambling at the camera there. So we're going to finish it off with the rest of the E3 stuff. I've not even gone through every single game that were announced at E3. If I'd have gone through that, I think this video would have been over an hour long. God almighty. So where was I up to? I was talking about Doom Eternal, actually. I remember now because I was talking about the Google Stadia. Right. I don't know if I said when Doom comes out, but Doom Eternal comes out November 22nd. There we are. And then now we're on to games that are coming out next year. So these are not coming out this year now. Just to confirm that before I get started. This is next year, because knowing me, I'll end up forgetting to say 2020 a few times, and I'm an idiot. But anything that I say from now onwards, unless I specify, is 2020. So we've got a new game from, I believe it's Ubisoft that announced this. Yes, it is Ubisoft. It's called Gods and Monsters. We've got no official, like, what console it's going to be on or anything like that. But it's out February 25th, 2020. And literally from the trailer was literally someone jumping with a sword, from what I could gather. It's going like this, stabbing a monster. Oops, I hit my pop filter. I do apologise. I don't know if that made any noise. But yeah, the concept for this game actually looked like this. This game confused me because it was 30-second trailer maybe, if that, of that literally someone doing that into a monster, like slow-mo jumping across the screen. Then it cut to Gods and Monsters, and this was the last thing Ubisoft announced, by the way. I'm pretty sure it was Ubisoft. I hope it's Ubisoft now. I cannot remember for the life of me. But whoever's press conference it was the last game they showed. They showed this trailer. The ending came up, Gods and Monsters. We moved on to the esports. Everyone had disappeared. There were no one to even talk about it. It was literally to go, oh yeah, by the way, we've got this game coming out called Gods and Monsters. Alright, can you tell us all about it? Nope, we can't tell you. But what console it's coming out? Oh, no, we can't tell you what console it's coming out on. Can you give us we can give you a release date, though. You can already pre-order it. But can we get some information? No, you can pre-order it, though. Ubisoft, don't be cheeky. Fucking tell us something about it. Don't be trying to get us to pre-order it before we know out. Pricks. That's the only reason they've given us a release date, so they can go, oh, you can pre-order it if you want, so there's an official release date. No, give us some information, please. We want to know more, because I'm interested about this game. The little 30-second trailer actually got me interested. But then I sat there and went, I wonder if anyone's going to come out. I hope someone's going to talk about it. Then all of a sudden, esports started. I'm like, I don't want to be sat here watching bloody esports. It was something to do with bloody T-Pain or something. I was like, why is T-Pain coming on stage? I want to know more about Gods and Monsters. Is T-Pain the lead character or something in this game? No, I bloody hope not. And it turns out Ubisoft or whoever announced it just buggered off. They'd gone home. They'd packed their stuff up and gone for a walk somewhere. So, Chuff knows what's going on with Gods and Monsters. But from what I've seen, I'm excited. Like, the best way to put it, I guess. And moving on from that, we have got Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is obviously a sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest. If you've played that, I haven't played it myself. I've been thinking about playing it, though, on the channel. So, again, if you are this far into the podcast anyway, thank you for watching this far in. You're a fucking legend. But if you have watched this far in as well, Leave a comment down below if you'd want me to want me to play Ori and the Blind Forest, because it is on Game Pass. I have seen it before, and with the sequel coming out, it's not coming out till February 11th though, 2020. I've got a long way till it comes out, but I will check it out if you guys want to watch it. So let me know down below if you want me to check that out as well. And we have finally got an announcement for the remake of Final Fantasy VII. We have got a release date, but first, it is only going to be on PS4. Fuck you, I think is it Square Enix? Square Enix. Don't hold me to that. I think it's Square Enix that make Final Fantasy. I don't know. Yes, it is. Square Enix. I'm right. Don't worry. I'm not going to be butchered in the comment section now that I've got it wrong. No, it is right. So, Square Enix have announced the release date of Final Fantasy VII, and it is going to be March the 3rd, 2020. But it is, like I said, exclusive to PS4. I am very excited for this game, though. I'm not a Final Fantasy fan in the slightest. Never have been. Probably never will be. But the hype behind it gets me excited. It was the same with Kingdom Hearts 3. I never played Kingdom Hearts, really. I played a bit of Kingdom Hearts 1. Watched someone play Kingdom Hearts 2 on YouTube. But never really got into it. Like same with Legend of Zelda, like I said earlier, never got into it. But I always wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 3 when it came out, because the hype behind it always got me excited. And then it came out and it was a bit of a letdown. That's what I'm worried about Final Fantasy VII Remake. But Resident Evil. I never liked Resident Evil. And as you may have seen on the channel a while back now, I did play the Resident Evil Remake. Resident Evil 2 Remake. And I had a hell of a lot of fun playing it. So I can see myself being able to go back to Final Fantasy VII Remake and playing it. And probably actually enjoy it. Because is the most recent one Final Fantasy 15? I'm pretty sure it is. Final Fantasy 15, if I'm guessing numbers here, I'm pretty sure it's right. I played it at one of my friend's houses on his PS4 as well, and I actually had quite a lot of fun. The fighting was actually pretty enjoyable and stuff like that. It reminded me of Monster Hunter and stuff like that, like Monster Hunter World and stuff like that. Kind of that kind of feel of fighting, but it doesn't how to explain it, like, when I played Monster Hunter, it felt like you were very locked onto certain characters, even though it's the option to literally lock on and off and stuff like that. It's literally, I think it's the pressing the right stick in. But it seems very snappy, did Monster Hunter. Final Fantasy feels a lot more fluent and stuff like that, so which is another reason why it makes me very, very excited to actually play this game. So, moving on from that, we have got, obviously what I mentioned earlier, Watch Dogs Legion is going to be coming out March the 3rd, 2020 for PS4, Xbox One and PC. And we have also got another game that I'm very excited for. There are a lot of games that E3 this year has very, very surprised me. Like, I'm actually in awe with how many games that are coming out this year. Like, there's fucking quite a lot of good ones. I'm pretty sure this is being made by Square Enix as well. Yes, it is 100% actually, because I remember when it originally got announced. Marvel Avengers has been announced, and it has officially been given a release date of May the 15th, 2020. And it is going to be releasing on the PS4, Xbox One, PC, and the Google shower speaker. That's what its new name is now. It's the Google shower speaker. Because I don't want to call it the Stadia. It's such a shit name. Google Stadia, Google shower speaker, better. Yes, Marvel Avengers. God almighty, this game got announced 3 years ago, I think. Two, maybe 3. I don't remember. I remember when it got announced, because I was still at college. Yeah, 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago. Yeah, it must be 3 years ago, because I haven't been to college in a while. So yeah, it must have been about 3 years ago since it originally got announced at E3, and I was like, oh my god, this game looks amazing. Like, it excited me somewhat rotten. Like, I'm a massive Marvel fan. I'm not just a comic book fan, I'm a fucking nerd. Like, Superman. I've even got Batman tattooed on my leg, for Christ's sake, for the rest of my life, so I hope I like comics. But, yes, the trailer for this game looks absolutely amazing. The graphics for this game, they don't look realistic, but it makes it look good that it's not realistic. Because I were worried that they were going to try and redesign the current Avengers that we've got, like Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. and all the rest of them, like Chris Hemsworth and all that kind of stuff. I'm thinking they were just basically going to put their faces in the game, and I was like, I hope they don't, because, like, that's the good thing I like about comics. Every single rendition's different. like the comic book version is different, the TV's version is different, and like there's that many different versions of comic book versions, it gets confusing. But I like that there's different versions of each individual character. There's not just one person that plays one character. There's 20 people that plays one character, and like there's all got different face shapes in it, all representation of what you think they look like. That's what I like about comics and stuff like that as well. Sometimes, like, so they've made him like a bit like the movie characters to obviously have a bit of recognition for people that are coming from the movies to the game and stuff like that. But I still think there is like you can see the difference where they've took the idea with it, but then made it their own, and the characters look absolutely amazing. The graphics look very, very cool. They look like they're not too cartoony, not too realistic. They've like merged the two and made like the perfect mix. It's like spot on, and I'm very, very excited for it. And the last game that I'm going to be talking about today is the game that I'm most excited for. I haven't spoke about it once, I don't think, yet, which is surprising. Is Cyberpunk 2077, and I know you're probably like, oh, surprise, surprise, another person that's excited for this bloody game. But like, this game just screams perfect. I love Cyberpunk kind of style. I love the neon bright, vibrant colours. I love that. I've always loved that. Like, the art style, I adore anyway. The robotic style anyway, as always, once again, I've always loved that. I remember when Fallout 4 came out and they announced when the Sims came into it and everything, I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like, it was so awesome. Like, having the artificial, like, having people that look like robots and stuff like that. And the trailer, like, being able to actually finally meet the main character. Like, we didn't get any gameplay, right? But I'll get into that in a minute. With like, this is not the last bit that I'm going to be covering for the podcast. There's still one more bit I want to talk about after this. But like, we didn't get a gameplay. Like I said, we got a cinematic, but the cinematic made me still very, very excited because the weapons, like, he gets swords out of his arms and stuff like that. Like, you see your own character being hacked by another robot and stuff like that, so he can't do certain things, like can't use his like spike arms and stuff like that. And it makes you wonder, like, because I know there's going to be a skill tree for this game and stuff like that, like, how many branching paths is there going to be to do so many different things? Can you be an actual hacker? Can you be an actual brute? Can you be all these individual things? And it looks absolutely amazing. I am so excited for this. It looks beautiful. The aesthetic, the city that it's built in, I just can't wait to drive round it. That's what I'm most excited for. Just be able to drive round this city of bright and wonderful colours. Like, I can't wait to see this. I can't remember the exact name that they've given the city, but I can't wait to see it at night, raining at night, because I hope they've done something. They've done it right, and they make it look as good as they say it's going to be. Because, like, I can just picture myself driving through it in a super futuristic car, rainwater on floor, all the vibrant, bright neon colours reflecting off it, and it'd just be gorgeous. It remind what the game I could see the beat reminding everyone of a little bit is sleeping dogs on like mad drugs, because it's just gonna look even more vibrant and insane. But if you remember playing Sleeping Dogs, the art style was, well, the way that they designed the game was very, very strange, because the lights and the like the neon lights and stuff like that had like bleeding on your screen, so it made it seem more neon and vibrant and stuff like that. I reckon that's what all that game's just going to be like. It's just going to look absolutely incredible, and I'm so excited for it. Right, so that's all the games that actually got release dates for E3, because I didn't see the point of going through every single game that came out at E3 and all that stuff, because if I went through every single one, problem is 60% of them that I actually went through won't come out until 2022 for some fucking reason, because the games industry is fucked nowadays, but that's how it is. But the last thing we'll talk about is the fucking criticism E3 got this year. I'm very surprised with how much criticism E3 got this year. Like, I thought E3 this year was actually really good. Like, I thought there was some really solid games that made me very, very excited for the future of gaming. Like, the new console made me very, very excited for the future of gaming. Like, pretty sure I've spoke about. If not, I have. No, I don't think I've actually spoke about the new console yet, which is surprising. Yeah, Xbox has announced Project Scorpio, by the way. I'll just throw that out there. If you haven't got to see it, Google it, because I'm not going through all specs. I haven't got them in front of me, and I do not want to go through them because there's so much to go through. Google the specs. The specs look absolutely insane. Makes me very, very excited for the future of Xbox as well. And this console is going to be dropping at the end of holiday 2020, I believe they said it was. So that's not too bad either. Hopefully, we'll hear something about a PS5 though soon. So then at least it's got something to have a bit of competition to be up against. Because it's not bad. There's not wrong with having a bit of healthy competition, is there, between gamers. But yeah, a lot of people were very disappointed with E3. And I don't get why. Because as I look down this list, like, I've got a fucking extensive list of games here. And like, it's not like there's anything that I've gone, ugh. No, there's nothing here that really takes my fancy. Like, there's a load of things here that take my fancy. Like, there's a new Rainbow Six expansion coming out that looks awesome. There's Minecraft Dungeons. Like, if you haven't seen Minecraft Dungeons, it looks like a Diablo-style Minecraft and stuff like that. Like, I think a lot of people's main criticisms with E3 this year was the fact that there was it felt like there was no gameplay trailers. Which I can agree with, to be fair. Like, yeah, there wasn't a lot of gameplay. But we're getting to that point now where watching a trailer for a game to play in the game is not that much different anymore. Like, yeah, there is, like, obviously, from when Spider-Man trailer came out to their game coming out, there were the whole, oh no, there's less puddles and stuff like that. But that's all there was. There were less puddles and stuff like that. Like, I think we're getting to that time, I'm getting to that set time now of gaming where a cinematic trailer looks just as good as the game itself does now sometimes. So, like, showing off these massive cinematic trailers, he might as well just be showing off the game in my eyes, because some cutscenes and stuff like that look like that in the game. But then other ones don't. Like, that's the thing. It all depends on the environment that it's in as well. Because if you look at the Cyberpunk 2077 trailer, a lot of it's based literally inside of an apartment. Like, literally inside of an apartment, and it looks better than any trailer they've shown. That's because there's not many models on screen. Like, if they were showing like the city with 1,000 bustling people in it, it probably wouldn't look as good quality, because they're rendering out a lot more. Even in a cinematic trailer, it wouldn't look that as good because they've got to render out a lot more. Like, it's just the way it is now. It's weird. But I don't see it as showing off a cinematic trailer and a gameplay trailer now. I just see it as a trailer. Like, there's no difference between a gameplay and cinematic anymore, because in a cinematic now, unless you're getting like a Call of Duty Zombies trailer where it shows off some bullshit where, like, I don't know, they're using a sword or some shit which you wasn't able to use, or some, like, they used to do that kind of shit back in the day, did Call of Duty. It were really annoying. Like, they show off, like, not being able to use certain weapons and stuff, but nowadays they don't really ever do that. The last time we had a fiasco that bad was Watch Dogs, and we're at Watch Dogs 3 now. Like, that was a while ago. So I think we can kind of grow out of the fact of, like, they're showing off cinematic trailers all the time, blah, blah, blah. It's not the same as the gameplay. Like, it's not that far off anymore. Like, we're not that far off basically getting the perfect cinematic games, like the beautiful quality graphics. Like, to be fair, I think the next generation, the Scorpio generation, is going to be the last generation for a long time, because I don't think we can go much further with graphics. I'm pretty sure, like yeah, we could, but I don't see how. Like, graphics are not, in my eyes, graphics aren't getting too much better. Like, yeah, we can do more within the game. We can compact the game more and stuff like that. Like, we can put more civilians in the game. We can put more cars in the game. We can put more buildings in the game. We can make the world more densely populated and stuff like that. But I'd rather have that from a games console now, where I can actually have a literal million people in a city all at the same time, living their NPC lives, while me singly just carries on with the game, and everyone else's world carries on around them. Rather than these graphics keep improving, I want the capabilities of games to improve, where we can have more people in the game. We have no loading times and stuff like that. Because I think we're trying to push towards better graphics for no reason at this point. Like, we're trying to get 8K now. We've only had 4K like a year, 2 years now, if that. And we're trying to push for 4K now. And I've seen people pushing for 12K now, and it's like, why? Like, there's monitors and everything, and not more pixels we had. Well, yeah, the more pixels we had, yeah, it makes a better looking picture, but not much better. You cannot tell by that much anymore. Like, I can't tell going from 1080 to 4K that there's that much difference anymore. Like, yeah, there's a little bit, but it's not worth the extra 500 quid people are paying on the TVs or the consoles and stuff like that to go and get 4K quality stuff. It's not worth it. So I reckon we just need to start moving in a direction in the future for better, like more compact and dense cities and stuff like that. Like being able to fill up a game with like say on Hitman 2, I believe it was. Yes, people had problems with like filling places up with bodies and stuff like that. Say if they killed so many people and they filled up a one room full of bodies, the game would start to lag and stuff like that. And I've seen pretty sure I've seen Achievement Hunter do this before in their YouTube videos, like a challenge kind of thing, to see how many people would get in a single room, and it literally crashed the Xbox and stuff like that. Like in 2019, where we've got graphics that look like real life, but we can't put 100 people in a single room on a game because it can't handle that many people being in a compact area. I think we should be working towards fixing that problem than fixing the graphics. The graphics don't need improving anymore. It's the infrastructure of the console that needs fixing now. So hopefully the next generation of consoles will bring that. Well, anyway, guys, that's the end of the podcast. I've been going on for nearly an hour now, which is quite insane. I'm surprised how long I've actually been sat here. I hope you enjoyed this first ever podcast. And if you did enjoy it, like always, make sure you leave a like and do comment down below. And do subscribe if you did enjoy this as much as I did. And if you do subscribe, you do get daily content from me. It's no longer daily gaming content from me, because it's just daily content from me, because who knows what I could talk about in my podcasts. Well, anyway, guys, hope to see you guys in tomorrow's video. And peace!